everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I am so excited to be here with you today. I am your Senator, Angela Williams Graves, representing the 21st Senatorial District in the Commonwealth of Virginia in Norfolk, where we do good things on your behalf. We do good work on your behalf. And so I am just excited to be able to be here with you today and to be able to share with you some of the things that we have coming up to just try to give you a little bit of an overview for what we have coming up in 2025. So I know, everybody has had their 2024 hoopla, and you were either out partying or you were at church or you were asleep, and you went to sleep in 2024 and you woke up in 2025. I was somewhere in the middle of at home asleep, set my alarm clock to go off at like 10 minutes before the ball dropped, and just kind of said a little prayer with me and my husband as we went from 24 to 25, because I just believe the way that you end is the way that you begin. The way you start out is the way you end up, is what seasoned folks used to say. And so it's really an incredible time of the year. So welcome to 2025. Welcome to What's Up Wednesdays. This is a special What's Up Wednesdays. I wanted to bring this to you for a number of reasons. One, we have like 8 days, I think it is, until session starts. Okay. I'm sorry. We got 7. We got 7 more days because session starts on January the 8th. And so I want to make sure that you all understand what the flow is going to look like for my office over the next 45, at this point, 45 to 50 days, right? And how you can connect with us, as well as what events we have going on in the General Assembly that you can be a part of, because this doesn't work just because I work. This works when we all work together. And so we work to create opportunities to keep you informed. We work to create opportunities where you can visit the Capitol. We work to create opportunities where we can let you know what's going on, because you all hired me to do a job for you. And so your input is important, okay? Your input is extremely important when it comes to issues that we are going to be facing in this upcoming session. So I want to remind you, let me see, hold on. Did I get this right? Yes. All right. So I got it right. Y'all know that I play producer with this segment, right? So I'm always producing and I am the host, okay? But New Year's resolution, what is your plan for 2025? One of the things that I love that I read on social media was, if you don't do anything different in 2025, it will look just like 2024. And I read that at the beginning of 2024. If you don't do anything different in 2024, then you're not going to have anything different happen in if you don't do anything different in 2024, it's going to look just like 2023, right? And so some of us have not done anything different, and some of us have, and we have had great gains in the last few years. And so what is your plan for 2025? Do you make a New Year's resolution? Do you sit down and plan out your year? Do you take the time to say, okay, what have I accomplished? And what do I want to accomplish? And for some people, that process may start early in the year, like September, October. They start looking at the year. And then for some people like me who are procrastinators, we are going to just scrunch it all in today. All right. We're going to look at 2024, and then we're going to make goals for 2025. And then for me, I'm going to pray over my goals and ask God to bless the works of my hands so that I can be efficient and effective in everything that I do, not just for you as my constituents, but also in my business. So for those of y'all who don't know, shameless plug, I am a real estate broker and I sell residential real estate. And so it is an incredible opportunity for me to continue to do the thing that I love, and that is help people buy or sell homes. And so I will be taking a little bit of time today to do that, between today and tomorrow, to look at what it is that I want to do from a perspective of our office, and what it is that I want to do from a professional perspective. And then also, what do I want to do personally, right? So what personal goals do you have this year? What are the things that you said last year you wanted to do, but maybe you started out doing it and you fell off the wagon? And that's okay. As my pastor would say, you get back up, get back in, and try again. So if you started in something and it didn't quite go the way that you wanted it to go, don't be afraid to get back up, get back in, and try again. And so if it's taking trips, if it's losing weight, if it's learning a new skill, if it's getting fit, if it's making new friends, if it's quitting social media, or if it's monitoring your social media, if it's eating better, if it's saving money, if it's drinking less. Some people are participating in dry-uary, right? Dry January. And so if it's exercising more, getting yourself into shape, whatever it is that you want to do, put those things pen to paper, right? And I don't mean put them in a note in your phone. I mean literally sit down and write those things down, because when we write them out, there is some scientific thing or another that talks about when we write things out, it makes it so much more impactful in our minds and in our hearts and in our spirits. Okay. And then periodically go back and look at those things that you said that you wanted to do, and see where it is that you are. Okay. So I want to encourage you to maybe not make resolutions, because I don't do resolutions. I do plans. All right. I don't do resolutions. I do plans. And so make a plan of things that you want to do for yourself professionally, things that you may want to do civically, things that you want to do personally. And then let's not leave God out of the plan. All right. Let's make a plan for what we want to do spiritually, whether it is meditating, whether it is reading scripture, whether it is a morning devotional, whether it is praying more, whether it is getting more involved in a local body of believers. Make sure that you include that as well in whatever the plan is that you have for your life. And then pray over it. I do pray over it. To whoever you pray to, pray over it and ask that God will bless the works of your hands and give you the desires of your heart. All right, so here we go. So we made our plan for 2025. So like I said earlier, session starts in just 7 days. All right, and so I have specifically turned this computer screen to the place where y'all cannot see the explosion in my home office of clothes and suitcases and the such. My downstairs has turned into like the drop off for the dry cleaners. And as we get ready to go into session, because y'all know, right, wardrobe is important. Okay, wardrobe is important. And so we got to have the wardrobe together. All right, we gonna look good no matter what we got going on. Okay, and so wardrobe is important, but you guys cannot see the explosion of things that are going on in this home office. And I've been back and forth to the dry cleaners all week. And so session starts in 7 days. And so the start date is Wednesday, January 8th. It is always the first Wednesday. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It's always the second Wednesday of every year. And this year it may seem like it's early, but guess what, y'all? Today is the first Wednesday of 2024. And so next Wednesday is the second Wednesday of 2024. And that's when we start session. We will gavel in to the House and the Senate will gavel in, and then crossover. So all of our business in each chamber has to be has to be completed by crossover, which is February the 4th, meaning every bill that came through the House and every bill that came through the Senate has to be voted on up, down, or dead. And anything that passed the House and the Senate will cross over, and we start this process all over again with each respective body. All right. And so I'm going to take the time next week to create a first day of session What's Up Wednesday. Usually we do just a little quick message or whatever, but I'm gonna do next week I'm gonna do how a bill becomes a law. Okay, so give you a little bit of information. I think we did it early on in the session last year, but we're going to do a refresher on how a bill becomes a law. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about my legislation, because we would have had all our bills filed by then. The deadline to file all our bills is January the 8th. And then the deadline to file all our budget amendments is January the 10th. Okay. And so then sine die, that's the last day of session. Ideally, if we get finished with all of our business, we sine die, we check out, we are done. All right. Until reconvene, we are done on February 22nd. And that's when all of us then come back home into our districts to do the good work that we do. And then the House of Delegates has an election in 2025. So they will start campaigning and knocking doors and asking y'all to donate money. And all those things are super important, and asking you to vote. So also understand that as members of the General Assembly who are elected to the body, we cannot raise money during session. There is a prohibition on General Assembly members for raising money during the General Assembly session. So you will not get any fundraising emails from current members. You will not. Now, candidates who are not current members, they can still continue to fundraise, but you will not get any solicitation, no talk of money. We don't talk money during the General Assembly session. And that's to kind of keep everybody honest. Okay. So we don't want any wink, wink. If you vote for my bill, I'm going to wink, wink and give you, whatever. We don't do that. All right. So we don't talk about money during the General Assembly session, and we don't solicit money. There will not be any opportunities on our web pages for you to donate money. There will not be any links on our emails for you to donate money. None of that. All of that ceases on January the 8th. Okay. And so just know that that will be happening for any current member of the Virginia General Assembly. And then you can watch the floor session. So I did these slides, and I'm so sorry, but I think you all can see this link down here. You can watch the floor session of our of the Virginia General Assembly, and you can do that daily. You can see our floor session as well as our committees, and I'm gonna tell you what committees I'm on going into the session in just a minute, but you can watch that session at the link below, and we'll make sure to post that as well on our social media. So if you don't follow us on social media, then you definitely want to do that on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on our YouTube page as well, so that you can stay updated with what is going on. Then, oh my Lord, this is really small. I made this really small. All right, hold on. I got to go find this slide to know what it was that I was trying to tell you all. Okay, so I made this slide really small. This is all on me. All right, this is the Senate virtual participation policy. All right. And so the Senate and the House both have virtual participation policies. And it says that the virtual participation policy, virtual participation is welcome in the legislative process. Virtual participants must sign up to speak 1/2 hour before the committee meeting begins. Virtual participation is only possible on bills that will be heard in the full committee. All right. Subcommittee does not have a virtual participation policy. All right. Participants must be Virginians or recognized as subject matter experts. All participants must state who they are, the jurisdiction they reside in, and whether they are representing a group before they present their comments. A presenter on the virtual platform must have the camera on and be physically present in the virtual space. The chair will announce at the beginning of the meeting. I'm sorry, the chair will announce at the beginning of public comment how much time will be allotted for each speaker. And so what that means is that you can log on to participate virtually. See, I tried to get all cute. I'm gonna give a big shout out to my chief of staff, Caroline. She did these and she probably did them right. And then I tried to get all cute with graphics and stuff. So yeah, that's all on me, not on her. But so anyway, so the chair of the meeting will tell you what the time frame is that you have. If we have a lot of speakers, you may only have a few minutes to get your 2 cents in. Okay, so if we have a lot of speakers, there may be a time limit of 10 minutes for every speaker. If we don't have a lot of speakers, there might be a time limit of 1 or 2 minutes for every speaker. It just depends on the number of speakers, because we cannot be there virtually all day and all night, literally all day and all night with speaker comment. But we will make sure that you have the opportunity, that you know where you can go. And all of this will be on my website as well, which is norfolksenator.com. You know where you can go in order to be able to participate virtually, whether you can stream it and just watch it, or if you want to give comment, you can do that as well. All right, see, I messed up again. All right, I did this. This is all on me, y'all. This is not on my staff, because I cannot let them take the blame for that. They did what they were supposed to do. Legislative services. I'm trying to be cute with graphics, and it just did not work right. Legislative services. So legislative information services is also known as LIS. Okay, LIS is the website that will help you stay current on bills and resolutions, search the database, track new legislation, and follow the activities of delegates and senators, and generally stay up to date with the members of the General Assembly. So this is, and so I'm going to give you the site. It's the HTTPS, right? It's HTTPS : backward slash, or is that the forward slash? No, that's the forward slash. Okay, so 2 forward slashes, and it's lis.virginia.gov. So if you put in lis.virginia, spelled all the way out, .gov, then you're going to get you're going to go to the LIS system, and you're going to be able to see what the information there, as far as all the bills, be able to track the bills, when bills are coming up to committee. And I'm going to tell you something. If you want to stay updated, you really have to stay tuned into LIS, because we move very quickly in the General Assembly, especially in the 45-day session, which is what we have coming up in the next 7 days. We have the 45-day session in the next 7 days. And so what happens is we will get, it's nothing for us to get notification on Wednesday evening that our bill is going to be in committee on Thursday morning at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Somebody asked a question one time and they said, well, can y'all notify us early? Can you let us know when this stuff is going to be, where it's going to be? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the answer is no, because we don't even get it. They come, they send an email, and they bring a little piece of paper. The pages will bring a little note over, and they'll say House bill, or rather Senate bill X, Y, and Z is going to be heard in a General Laws Committee at 3 o'clock tomorrow, or it may be subcommittee at 7:30 tomorrow morning. And so we don't even get the opportunity to have advance notice as to when bills are going to be heard. The other thing that could happen is that morning, if it's an evening committee, we'll get notified like that morning that the bill is up in committee that evening. So if you are following us, you definitely want to keep your eyes on lis.virginia.gov in order to know where bills stand, what the disposition of the bill was, and how they are moving forward. Okay. All right. Now let's see if I got this. If I got this. Okay. I messed up again. All right. So this slide is supposed to tell you, hold on. This slide, I'm not ever gonna mess up Caroline's slides again. Okay. I'm just gonna give y'all what she gives me because I really was trying to be cute. But when you mess up, you fess up. And so I'm fessing up. This slide is designed to give you my committee schedule. Okay, so my committee schedule as of today, because we lost 2 members in the Senate to Congress. 2 of our members, 1 Republican and 1 Democrat, went to Congress. And so that means that my committee assignments may change because our seniority changes. I go up in seniority. So y'all might have seen me around town with my Senate tag 31. That's going to change. It's going to change to 29 because I am 2 people up now in seniority. So if you see members who have numbers, all the members who use their official tags, if you see them around town and you see their number, that is not the number of their district. That is the number of their seniority. Okay, within the General Assembly. So the Senate has its seniority is 1 to 40. And then the House of Delegates has its seniority. It's 1 to 100. All right. And so my seniority will be changing so that there is a possibility that my committee assignments will change. And if they do change, we'll definitely let you know. We'll post it on social media. We'll put it on the website. But right now, my schedule that you cannot see because I messed up the slide is local government. Local government meets Monday morning at 10 a.m. All right, in the General Assembly building. Agriculture, my second committee is Agriculture, Conservation, and Natural Resources. That committee meets Tuesdays, 30 minutes after adjournment. So what that means is that once we get done with our session on Tuesday, and I was about to call her the Attorney General. She's not the Attorney General, the Lieutenant Governor. The Lieutenant Governor hits her gavel and we are adjourned 30 minutes or so, give or take, from that time frame is when that committee starts. And that's Agriculture, Conservation, and Natural Resources. And you may see this in if you're looking at the General Assembly site, trying to figure out what time people meet. You may see 30 minutes after adjournment or 1 hour after adjournment. And sometimes like at the beginning of session, that might mean that the meeting starts at 1 o'clock because we had like 30 minutes worth of business and we got out and then it started at 1. But as session moves on and we have more business to conduct, that may be 2 or 3 o'clock because it's 30 minutes after adjournment. So if it's a House member, it's 30 minutes after their adjournment in the House. And if it's a Senate member, it's 30 minutes after our adjournment in the Senate. The third committee that I'm assigned to is Transportation. Transportation meets 15 minutes after adjournment. So we got to hustle up, get our stuff together, and move from the Capitol back over to the General Assembly building and get into our transportation meeting. And that meeting is Thursdays, 15 minutes after adjournment. So again, if it's a House committee, it's 15 minutes after they adjourn. It's a Senate committee, it's 15 minutes after the Senate adjourns. And then my final committee is Rehabilitation and Social Services. And that committee meets on Friday morning at 8 a.m. Don't you love it, right? Gotta love it. It meets Friday morning at 8 a.m. And that is, so I have local government on Monday at 10 a.m., Agriculture, Conservation, and Natural Resources Tuesdays, 30 minutes after we adjourn from our session. Transportation meets Thursday, 15 minutes after adjournment. And then Rehab and Social Services meets at 8 a.m. on Friday. All right. And again, those could change. And if they do, it'll be notated on our website, and we'll also make sure to post it online. All right, so the slide that I did not bother that you will see here is the Norfolk Day at the Capitol. I want to invite you to the Norfolk Day at the Capitol. We had so much fun last year with Norfolk Day at the Capitol. We had folks who had never been to Richmond. We had folks who had maybe been to Richmond, but they had not been to the Capitol, right? And so we want to invite you to Norfolk Day at the Capitol. Join us. The entire Norfolk delegation is going to be there. That is including Delegate Benita Anthony, Delegate Jackie Glass, Delegate Phil Hernandez, Delegate Alex Askew, and Senator Bill DeSteph. And so you may say, oh, well, I thought you represented all of Norfolk. Not exactly. All right. So there are 48 precincts in the city of Norfolk. I represent 43 of them. And Bill DeSteph represents the other 5. Okay. And so that's how we are, that's how we're put together in the city of Norfolk. But these are all of your delegates. These are all the delegates who represent the city of Norfolk and the senators who represent the city of Norfolk. So whether you are a Democrat or a Republican, because Bill DeSteph is a Republican and I'm a Democrat, but whether you are a Democrat or a Republican or a Tea Partier or a coffee drinker or independent or whatever you want to call yourself, right? You should come to our Norfolk Day at the Capitol. If you've never been, it is a great opportunity for you to come. You can come up early. You can wander through the grounds. You can walk through the General Assembly building. You can walk through the Capitol. We normally will corral everyone and get everybody through security, take you to the meeting room where we will all be. We do and everybody comes in, and then everybody has an opportunity to speak. We usually do a little bit of Q&A, talk to you about what's going on, and then our interns and staffers will help you. You can decide if you want to sit in on the Senate session or if you want to sit in on the House of Delegates session, okay? And then they'll take you to the respective chambers, get you seated, and what I will usually welcome the visitors from Norfolk in the Senate, and there will be a delegate who will welcome the visitors from Norfolk in the House of Delegates. And so you get recognized and you have an opportunity. There is also an opportunity for you to schedule a Capitol tour. If you want to schedule a Capitol tour while you're there, you don't have to leave after session ends. You can stay. This is your Capitol. These are your grounds. These are your buildings. All right. And quite frankly, the Capitol and its buildings were built by slaves. So stay as long as you like. All right. Anyway, that's going to be on January 22nd. That is a Wednesday, and it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that's just to give us a chance to get together, give us a chance to get over to the Capitol building and get situated. And then again, like I said, if you want to stay after, you're more than welcome to do so. And if you want to come early and look up what committees your delegates are on, because I don't have any committee meetings that day, but if you want to look up what committee meetings your delegates are on, if they meet earlier in the morning, I'm gonna tell y'all, they start early. They start at like 7:30 over there sometime with subcommittee meetings. So, check on where they are. If you want to come early, excuse me, you're more than welcome to do that and see them in action, as the Lieutenant Governor likes to say, in their legislative element, and meet with them. But it's a great opportunity if you've never been, to come and see your delegates in their legislative environment and see the Capitol and see the General Assembly building and be a part of what is going on. We are your representatives and this is your government. So I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to be there. So there is a bit.ly link that you can, and a QR code that you can scan in order to in order to register. If you have questions, send us an email at info@norfolksenator.com, info@norfolksenator.com, and we'll respond back to you. And if you're having trouble registering, we'll get you all taken care of. All right. So I can't wait to see you on January 22nd at Norfolk Day on the Capitol. All right. Now let's see what else we got. I know we got a couple of more things and we're almost done. All right. So we are able to do what's called commending or memorial resolutions. And so if you know someone who has done outstanding work in the community, if you know someone whose life's work was just amazing and they passed in 2024, and you want a resolution honoring their life, if you want that's a memorial resolution. If you want a commending resolution for someone who has done great work in the community, maybe they work with children, they work with the elderly, they're always in the community doing good things, they are making a significant impact in our community, then we want to recognize them with a commending resolution. Now, the other thing is, if you have an organization or a business or your church is reaching a milestone year, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60, 70, 80, 100, if you've got an organization or a church or some group that has been doing good work for a long period of time, and they have maybe they celebrated, like I've got one of my churches celebrated 140 years in 2024. We are doing their resolution in 2025, and we're going to present it to them once we get it back. There is a short window of time that you have in order to get that information into us, and it's usually somewhere around the 10th, or when we have a short session, it's usually somewhere around the 10th or 15th of February to get that information in. But if you go to the link, and my logo is covering up the link. See, I did this. NorfolkSenator.com/resolutions. All right, /resolutions. Then you'll be able to see where you can fill out the information. The dates will be up there for cutoff. And if you just go to NorfolkSenator.com and you click on constituent services, I think it's constituent or constituent services. If you click on there, you'll be able to see what the link for resolutions, and you can click on that link, and the same link is for commending or a memorial, and it'll just ask you which one do you want. Please make sure that you fill out all the information accurately so that if we have questions, we can follow back up with you. Our goal is to get the draft done through legislative services and then get it back to you for proof to make sure that everything is correct before it goes to the floor for a vote. Okay, so we want to make sure we do that. So if you know anybody that's doing good work or whose life's impact was just incredible in the city of Norfolk, because that's who I represent. If they're in the city of Norfolk, or if they're based in the city of Norfolk, then let us know so that we can acknowledge that, and we can give them, if they're alive, we can give them their flowers while they're still alive. And if they're not, we can acknowledge the body of work that they did and how they gave their life for a purpose and service to others. Okay, so here and again, I did this. Let me go on over here. Hold on, I'm gonna find what this slide is supposed to say. All right, if you want to visit the Capitol and you're not able to come on Norfolk Day at the Capitol, give us a call at 804-698-7521. 804-698-7521. 804-698-7521, starting January 6th, because we go up on the 6th. Actually, really, yeah, January 6th is when we go up, but I leave on Monday. So when we go up on Monday, we'll be there. And we're not there on the weekends. And if you get the voicemail, just leave a message. We will call you back. Or you can send us an email at info@norfolksenator.com. Info@norfolksenator.com. INFO at norfolksenator.com. If you want to visit the Capitol, if you have a group that is coming, if you want to make an appointment to see me, my goal when I am in session, as much as I possibly can, is to see anybody who comes to my office who is from Norfolk. All right, that's who I am. That's where I represent. I mean, I'll see anybody else, but just understand that if you come from Norfolk and you come to my office, you got priority. Okay. And so our wonderful administrative assistant, her name is Brandy. She is our director of first impressions, and she will greet you, and she will let you know if I'm in the office and I'm available, even if I can't do anything but just stick my head out and be like, hey y'all, and we gonna take a selfie. Because one of the things that I also love doing is our hometown visits. We have so many people who come from Norfolk who come to the Capitol for various reasons with various organizations. Make sure that you check in with our office. I am on the 5th floor in Suite 507. I got a corner office, y'all. But I'm on the 5th floor in Suite 507. And I am, again, our team is here to help you, to assist you. And like I said, if you come from Norfolk, whether you live, work, worship, whatever, if you from Norfolk, all right, then you got priority. And so we are going to do, the staff is charged with doing everything that they can to make sure that I can at least put my eyes on you, hug your neck, shake your hand, and welcome you to the Capitol. In the event that you can't tell, I really do enjoy the work that I do in the Virginia General Assembly, and I enjoy the work that I do on your behalf. And I want to make sure that you are a part of it. I want to make sure that you know what's going on, and that we keep you updated, because I can't do it without you. And so I am Senator Angela Williams Graves, representing the 21st Senate District in the city of Norfolk. And I'm looking for something right quick, because I want to give you something that was given to me that just moved me. If I start thinking about it, I may cry, but it just moved me to no end. This past Sunday, I worshiped with Pastor Kirk Houston at Gethsemane Community Fellowship Church, and he preached on the prayer benediction out of Numbers, and it was Numbers verse 6, starting at chapter 24. And I want to leave that with you as we close the door to 2024 and we move forward into 2025. I want you to know that I love you. And I want you to know that you are a walking, talking, living, breathing miracle. And my prayer for you is that the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you, and that the Lord will lift up his countenance and give you peace. That is my prayer for you, leaving 2024, going into 2025. I love y'all. I will see you next week. We're going to do an amended version of how a bill becomes a law, so that you know what's happening and you know what's going on. Take care, and God bless.